Hello. So, I've finally bolted down these linear rails, which was a huge bitch, and I didn't want to film it because it takes an hour or more for each reel. So I thought that would be quite uninteresting. I got my puppy, I don't know what they call it, puppy dial indicator thingy. Now what I forgot is that you can actually not measure the reel here with this thing because of this ridge. So that was quite annoying. I had to do it like this. So the dial indicator is, well, hardly visible from here. It's somewhere here. You cannot see it clearly. There. And what I did is use a square and when I had it like this, and then I'll just move it along. It goes all over the place while it was flat. I'm getting pretty annoyed by this whole thing. I know this carriage is really shitty, maybe that's the case, because I wanted to show you something else. At least yeah, that looks more like it. So now it stays. So this carriage is really, I don't know. This is one with the original bells, and it's really crunchy, and you can see that in the measurement. Well, you could not see it, but I could. So now it is, you cannot see it either, it stays parallel. Now another nice thing why I use this is because if I didn't, and hopefully I can show you this somehow. If we look at the dial indicator, if it ever wants to focus, which remains to be seen. So let's start here. Zero in. So that's around 40 microns difference. So this is the grounded side of this carriage. But as you can see, it's not at all parallel. If I keep them, let's say I keep the carriage like this and move them both, the rails are parallel. So the problem is these carriages, or at least the grounded side, which should be a reference, is not a reference at all. Because it's at least 45 microns out. Now I guess for most people that's not a problem at all. So 0.045. I don't think people care, but I thought it would be a little bit better than that. But apparently it's not. Yeah, and normally I would measure the rail according, well, from this carriage to the rail. But that's not possible because of this piece. So I had to measure on the carriage and have to keep them straight, and that's why I use this, and then measure it. Complete shit. Well, you can see I'm a noob in this material as well, and I might have bought more materials than I actually needed. Maybe my old style of putting them on, putting the carriages on, putting the piece of plastic or aluminium on there, and just dick around until it runs smooth. This one is going into the garbage, and these run fine. So that's 4, and I got 2 that are reballed, that are wobbly. So I'll try to use the original bearings, and if they run like this one, I'll throw them in the bin as well. And I have to buy 3 more carriages. I'm gonna try the other carriages I still have. then I'm gonna throw away these. And for the other axes, I'm not gonna use these Chinese ones, I think. At least not the cheapest Chinese ones, because this sucks. So now it's time to make like end pieces here, where the motor can be sitting with this mount. Oh, that's heavy. And yeah, and this side as well, and it will house the screw, etc. And then one axis should be done. Well, it took me a while, 500 years, because every time I was waiting for something and aligning this to the straight edge, which is a bitch because I wish I had a 2-meter one, but really expensive. Then aligning this rail to this rail, aligning this rail, or this rail to this rail. Well, and then this is what we got. And still, because every measurement device has their tolerances, I'm still not completely sure. One thing I can tell you that the I replaced this Mac base. This one is flat, completely flat, so that was a good investment. And it's only like 15 euros more than the crappy one I had. This is like 75 euros or something, or 70 euros. Kind of a Noga arm. It's not an actual Noga arm, I believe. Or maybe it was 60 euros, I don't know. But it's nice, you can just unscrew this and you can like articulate it all over the place. But I didn't know that using one of these dials is pretty hard to line it up, or you know, it's hard to get it in somewhere because it has like a really tiny needle in there. And I think there are versions with a longer one, which might have helped, but I didn't know. It's the first time I ever use it. So. Yeah. So, straight edge, 200 euros. This, 110 euros. And you can measure something and you're still not completely sure if it's correct. So I don't know. I think it might be useful in the future, but there was a point where I was thinking like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I wasting money here? I mean, my old machine works perfectly fine for the things I want to do, and I never had a straight edge, and I never had this kind of thing. And I had a crappy Mac base, and I'm not even sure if I used it. I think I did, but yeah. Very tiny update. People ask, and are you gonna build now speakers that you're gonna sell? Well, as you can see, this project is gonna take ages, and it's very uninteresting content and very costly, and it goes really slow. And I wish I could make some loudspeakers. Maybe I'd do some tiny project in between, because this gets boring real quick for me and for you. And also I have to make some money to put in more money. And there's another thing, I don't know how wide I should make them, because one of these beams is, I'm just able to move it somewhere. Two of them together with the rest of the frame is, I'm pretty sure I cannot lift it in any way on my own. So that's gonna be a problem. And I think if it's very wide, the total machine, because I was looking at maybe 120 surface area to cut, work area, or 60, I don't know yet. Now the problem is, in money, from 60 centimeters wide to 120 is almost nothing in costs. Maybe, let's say 150 euros more, and then you have double the size. So that's very appealing. But then again, I'm not able to move that machine on my own. Also the 60 centimeter wide version. But it's also probably not possible to get it in my shed in one piece, so I have to build it up there inside the shed, which is also a problem because there's no room for me left. Just the machine. You know, to go around the machine, that's not possible. So I really have to think about it. If I make it that big, I need to ask some friends and help me out. See if we can move it inside the shed some way. But it's, yeah, you know, I'd rather spend like €100 more and have twice the working area. Who doesn't? Anyhow, see you around. I'm gonna draw up these end caps. I already did like 90%, I think. And then we're gonna make some test pieces and fit all this crap together, see if it works. Maybe add a motor, maybe add some electronics, see if we can move some things. Yeah, sorry for the boring videos. You're looking at a Mac base and some rails. But yeah, the rails themselves look pretty nice and huge. See ya.